Valorant first impressions discussion, where we will be talking about Valorant first impressions discussion, where we will be talking about the gameplay features, like the visuals, matchmaking, and all that goodness. But first, the first thing we will be talking about is the agents.
Yeah,
So, Sabino, would you like to start us off? The
yeah.
first
So
agent?
first we have Jet here, who is pretty difficult to play. The updraft is nice, but I don't really see much use for it. We got the tailwind, which is nice, but it leaves you pretty exposed. So I tried using it as as an aggressive tactic, and that did not work at all because there's a pretty good gap between when you shift over and when you actually pull out your gun again. So in that time, that was plenty of time for somebody to just nail me. Um,
I
what
mean,
else we
I
got?
think
Yeah.
her biggest flaws is just that she's a pretty selfish character. Like she doesn't really have many team play
Hmm.
abilities.
Well, her cloud burst is like a little
Yeah,
smoke grenade,
that's
which is nice, but
but there's abilities that produce smokes that are far better
hmm.
than what she does. Like brimstone,
And
you
we'll
put
get there.
a cloud anywhere.
Yeah,
Wow, with this one you have to throw it, you
yeah.
know?
I think you can guide it though if you hold it,
Yeah, no,
but I don't know
yeah,
how
yeah.
useful that is. But
Yeah, that's
yeah, and then
true.
her ult, which is
It's
not
pretty
the
cool looking.
best.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you have to be you gotta have good aim.
Yeah, you can
And
either. So I guess if you just use your left click, it's you throw one at a time. But if you right click, you toss them all at once. So if you have the balls to do so, good luck.
and
Um,
it replenishes when you get a kill, right?
yeah, it's the recharge on killing an opponent, which
Okay,
is
so
nice.
that's the risk behind right clicking, because
Yeah, you
if you
might
don't
not
get
get
the
any more.
kill,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
But that's Jet. She's I guess considered a duelist, which
yeah,
makes sense because
uh,
that's pretty much all her skills do. She's pretty aggressive.
yeah. And then we
Um,
got Raze here,
let's
which
see
is
here.
probably the most hated agent, I
Most
would
OP
say.
by far.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, all of her abilities, it's just damage dealing abilities, with her
Hmm.
ultimate being the most ridiculous thing in the world. I would say so.
Must be nice to just pull out a rocket launcher in the middle
And
of
just
a game.
and just insta kill anyone that you
Yeah,
aim at, pretty much.
yeah. Her grenade, the paint shells. It's a cluster grenade, which okay, I get just a
Yeah.
normal grenade. I don't get a cluster grenade. That seems quite excessive.
And the blast radius is it's
Well,
pretty
yeah,
big
because the first
too.
one blows up, and then they always go out. The four extra bombs go out, and then that just creates an even bigger explosion.
Yeah.
And then you have her boom bot, which is honestly,
Boombox.
it's I hate it because you might just because it can distract you pretty well. So even
Yeah.
if you're like coming to peek a corner, you see the boom bot. That's like the first thing that's gonna get your attention, and then she just pegs
I
you.
think the Boombot's definitely one for more fair abilities, I would say though, because
Hmm.
you can still shoot it and kill it.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to shoot. And the thing is with a lot of raises is that it's not like when they use a Boombot, you can really see it that it's not like they really go in for the kill immediately. They'll
Hmm.
usually just wait
Yeah.
and see.
But you can really use it as a good distraction. You toss it
No,
in, and then you just follow up a little bit behind it. And I guarantee you, with all those flashing lights, people are gonna look at that real quick.
yeah, it's definitely
Um,
my least favorite agent though. I just do not like Rays.
Blastback is cool, I guess. It helps you get up to places, but it has like an extra step compared to Jet, where you just press a button, go up. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, overall,
But
pretty like probably one of the better, if not the best, agent in the game.
yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
then our next one is a Breach, which is my favorite agent in the game.
Oh yeah.
I just like his versatility with like all of his abilities because like none of them really like do any like damage or anything, but they either like stun you or blind you.
Mhm.
And just like the way you can use your abilities is like you gotta use them through like walls and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
I feel like that just like adds to like the strategy of the game of like where to like position like your abilities.
The aftershock does a lot of damage, um, but it is
Oh,
a pretty.
oh yeah, that one's the only damaging one.
Mhm.
I completely forgot about
But he
that.
has, let's see, he has a flashpoint, which is like a flashbang, which is pretty cool. It goes through a wall and just pops on the other side.
Yeah,
Fault line. Um, let's see what this does.
that's like a mini version of his ultimate, like Rolling Thunder, except it
Yeah.
doesn't like boost them up or anything. It just kind of like
Right.
stuns them. But Aftershock is really cool because like is you'll very rarely get a kill from it because it's like it's so slow.
Mhm.
But like if you're in that blast radius, you're pretty much gonna die because
Yeah,
like it's just like
it's probably good as well to just catch him off guard.
yeah, and like to see if there's an enemy there, like they're gonna have to move, you know.
They have
So
to
like
move, and then if they don't move, well, they die. But if they're moving, you
yeah,
could probably get them pretty
yeah,
easily. And then with the ults, I would probably say that I don't play them, but I feel like if you're gonna use the ult, you should probably follow it as soon as you shoot it out, because
yeah.
the stun and the whole knock up, and they also fire slower, I believe, right? Or is that with fault line?
Hmm.
No, I think that's with Rolling Thunder. Um,
Well, I think it's both. I'm
oh
pretty
really?
sure where you shoot slower. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they shoot slower. They can barely see anything. They're dazed. They can't
Yeah.
move. You just need to follow it. You do it, follow it, and those are easy
Mm-hmm.
kills. Unless
Yeah.
you just get tapped in the head, in which case there's nothing you can do about that. But
Yeah. I've seen that happen
yeah.
like a few times.
Oh.
We got our next guy, which is Omen, pretty much
Mm.
the Reaper
Edgelord's
of this
favorite.
game.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of people playing Omen recently
I mean,
because
just
he's
look at him.
and he also just got buffed recently, which makes him very powerful.
What got buffed?
I'm not exactly sure what got
Mm.
buffed, but like I know a lot more people are just playing him because of
Okay,
it.
so he has a his paranoia is excessively good. Um, just
Mm,
blinds you completely. You can't see anything at all. I mean, unless they come really
yeah,
close to you, I believe. Which I think even that is still
yeah.
crazy. And then he has his dark cover, which he teleports. Oh no, he
No, no,
throws an
that's
orb somewhere. Okay,
the
yeah, that's right.
shadow.
He
Yeah,
just chucks an orb somewhere.
yeah. It's
Um,
like like the smoke. Except when you go in the smoke, like you can like see. I think in it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
mhm.
So like you can see like anything like in the smoke, but like when you go out
Oh,
of the
so if people walk through it, you see them in there? Is that it?
well, no, like you have to go in the smoke to see the
Mm-hmm.
people. It's like a hollow, like smoke. So like once you go in the smoke, you can like see the area within
Oh, and
this.
he's
Like
probably the only one that can see, huh?
no, no, everyone can see
Oh,
like
okay,
in the
okay.
smoke when you go in there, but
Oh,
like
okay,
you
that would be
can't
pretty
just
OP
see
then.
like
Yeah.
yeah, if you're standing outside, you can't see it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't played Omen, but I see tons of people play him. I didn't
Yeah.
realize he had a mini teleport as well, which is
Oh
lovely.
yeah, Shrouded Step. That's
Yep.
like probably like his most signature ability, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like very useful, you know.
It's
Like
really good.
you
And then
bait
he
someone.
has, yeah, you can get from point A to point B, and nobody knows that you got there. Um,
Hmm.
and you can use that pretty much every round.
Yeah. And
But
then you
his
got his
ult.
ult. Oh, continue on.
Yeah, so then you have his ult, which you just teleport anywhere on the map, wherever.
I mean,
just pop into existence.
yeah, it is very exposing though. Like if you see where the omen's teleporting to, like
Oh
it's pretty much
yes,
a guaranteed kill, you know?
yeah. But they'll
Like
probably start to figure out like teleport spots where you can teleport safely,
mm-hmm.
assuming there isn't somebody that's just sitting there. But so far it seems like you just kind of teleport on the other side of the map and generally nobody's there. So
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
that's
Then our
Omen.
next guy, we got Brimstone,
Mm.
which is uh, which is arguably one of the best agents in Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Overwatch?
not Overwatch.
You know, Valorant?
This does have a lot of
Oh
Overwatch
no,
aspects,
it's
but like Valorant.
uh-huh.
Um, so I mean, I'd say the best part about him is definitely the sky smoke. Just putting three smokes anywhere on the map,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so he's
And
got,
then,
let's see, he's got his incendiary grenade, which is alright. It's actually it's quite a bit big radius and does quite a bit of damage. Um
mm-hmm,
his sky smoke where he just pops in smokes can be very, very useful. And I think it has three different charges, and you buy each charge, and you can use all at once if you want. But you can literally cut off complete like entire sections of the map from vision with it, which is crazy good. Then you have his stim beacon, which what does this do? It gives you rapid fire. Okay, so you just shoot faster within it, which is
yeah,
interesting. But I don't know if it helps your accuracy in any way. If it doesn't, then that's not the best for this game.
yeah. I
um,
mean, it's not. I mean, just like boost your fire rate.
yeah.
You know, that's it. And then the orbital strike is it's pretty decent. I've seen people get kills with that.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like I mean, the thing is though, you gotta like put it where like people don't have a lot of escape options. You know,
If someone's in the
like
middle, they're not getting out unless they're a jet or
yeah,
something like that. They're not gonna get out.
yeah,
But if you're on the edge and it's put on top of you and you react even a little slowly, you still get out of it. But if you
yeah.
don't, it does quite a bit of damage over time and then just kills you. So
Phoenix, which is probably one of the more popular agents,
mm-hmm.
but I don't see him played like as much compared to like say like Sage or Omen.
Yeah, but he's pretty good too because he has a little flashbang that you can just twist around
Yeah.
corners. As curveball is what it's called. You got
Mm-hmm.
hot hand, which is like Brimstone's incendiary, except I think for Phoenix you get into it and it heals you, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His wall of fire, which can also completely block off sections of the map from vision, and heals
And
him
that
when he's in it.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is also pretty good. I haven't. Oh, you can curve it. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
You can curve it. Mm-hmm.
And finally, his ult that is not at all OP in any way, shape, or form. Um, the fact that you pretty much have two lives um, is insane. You cast your ults, and then wherever you cast it is where you set your teleport spot, so you can just run out. And if you die, you teleport back there. If you don't die,
Mm-hmm.
there's a little timer that goes down, and if it runs all the way down, you end up teleporting back. But
Yeah.
that's just insane how awesome that is.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
yeah. He's definitely not the best, but he's definitely an alright agent to play.
okay, go for it.
Alright, and then we got Sage, which is probably the best agent in Valorant, just because of her healing
Mm-hmm.
capabilities and reviving a teammate.
Yeah, I think that's
I know,
crazy.
I know she has been nerfed quite a bit. Like I think her wall has been nerfed by decreasing the height of it, I believe.
Mm.
But definitely her best ability is like the healing orb and the resurrection alt.
Yeah, her slow orb covers some insane amount of ground.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
it's that's insane. Healing orb, really good. Heal yourself, heal your teammates, all around pretty good. The barrier is also really good, but it can be broken. But if it's someone's shooting at it to break it, you pretty much know where they are, so it's not that big a deal. Um, and then you have resurrection, which is pretty crazy because you just revive a teammate.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that's Sage,
or,
your healer,
yeah,
who has
really good.
I think she has quotes in the game that refer to her as a healer, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, huh.
All right.
Then We got Sova,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably one of the. I really like his kit. I think it's very helpful,
Mm-hmm.
especially the recon bolt. It's definitely the recon bolt and his owl drone.
Mm-hmm.
I think are
Yeah, I
some
don't.
of his
When I
best
played him, I
abilities.
don't think I used his owl drone nearly enough.
Really,
Actually, I don't think I
that's
ever
good
used it, but
because I mean you
it's
can just get surveillance on like the
yeah,
entire area
yeah. I use his
pretty
recon
much.
bolt a lot, and that thing was really
Hmm.
awesome. It does have to actually, like when the wave goes out from the recon bolt, it does have to actually see the enemy.
Yeah.
So
So like if
there's
you're
that to
behind a
consider.
wall, it's not gonna see you
Yeah.
or
Then there's
anything.
his shock bolts, which is okay. I don't really see a use for it, but I think if you bounce it around walls, you probably get a use out of it.
Yeah.
Um,
I think people do like good a decent amount of damage or gain kills from it, but it's
hmm
very rare though.
Yeah,
Like rarer than like all the other damaging abilities of the other agents. I would say
yeah,
his ultimate's pretty decent. I would say.
yeah.
I
Oh
don't.
yeah, his Hunter's Fury. That thing's awesome. It goes through walls. Has a little indicator on the map to tell you where you're aiming, and if I'm not mistaken, sometimes it even tells you where people are,
Yeah.
um, which is pretty awesome. But then you just take another shot and kill them. So
It is pretty slow though, so like you
yeah,
really have to like predict where the people are gonna go to.
yeah. Well, the actual projectile isn't slow, but the wind up to it is
Yeah,
kind
the
of slow.
wind up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alrighty.
then we then we got Viper.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the second most edgiest
Oh yes.
agent.
This I would almost say is the most edgy agent, just because it's a woman, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. It's got her poison cloud, which is another smoke screen, but this one I believe hurts people. Um,
No.
yeah, actually, it may not actually hurt people, but it does.
Yeah.
It is just another smoke screen. She has a toxic screen, um, which
I
is
know.
another wall ability.
I know she has some abilities that can hurt her own teammates. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think Snake
It's
Bite
I
hurts.
think she's a little different in that I don't know if you necessarily you might still have to buy your equipment, but it seems like she has a like a resource bar that she has to
Yeah.
maintain, which is pretty
I don't,
interesting.
I
Um,
never played her just because of like I don't know how the resource bar really works.
mm,
She seems kind of complicated.
I'm assuming because your toxic screen, you put down little um, I don't know what you'd call them, but like projectors almost. Um,
Uh,
and I guess once you activate your wall, then it starts counting down, and it can only be up for so long because the thing is massive. I think it might be the
Yeah.
longest wall in the game,
Mhm.
by far. But after that, you have your snake bite, which is like the incendiary grenades and all that, where it just leaves a big ol' nasty poison pile on the ground, and
Yeah.
it hurts. It actually hurts her as well, unlike Phoenix,
Mm.
who it heals.
Yeah.
Then you have her ult, Viper's Pit, which is just this gigantic poison cloud
Oh, that's pretty cool.
that you can't really see through much, and um, reduces your max health as well, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, like highlights them too, which is pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool.
But yeah,
All right.
we had
Then we
Edgelord number
got
2 out here.
yeah, and then we got Cypher, which is also kind of edgy. Not as edgy as
A little edgy. He's
oh
a
man.
Robo man who has a poker chip in his hand.
Yeah, we got some like this cyborg cowboy dude.
Yep, he's a fun guy. I like playing him. He's got a cyber cage, which is another smoke screen essentially. Um, However, this one, when somebody passes through it, it actually tells you. It gives you a little cue, little I think audio cue that somebody has passed through your gate. Um, then you have your spy
Hmm.
cam, which I think is pretty awesome, although very easy to destroy.
Yeah.
As soon as you put it down, somebody sees it. You don't have to see it on the map. Just visually, it's just this giant red thing that's staring at you.
I mean, even if they destroy it, it still helps you out because then you know that there's someone
Yeah,
there.
yeah, but I think probably his best feature is the tripwires. Even though if
Yeah,
you can't see them sometimes, but uh, it's as soon as somebody trips it, they get tethered to it, they get revealed and dazed for a short period. So
yeah. I mean, you have to shoot it, or else like you'll
yeah,
get dazed and stuff like
yeah. I
that.
should mention that the spy cam, you can shoot it. You have a little projectile with it that shoots people and marks them, and if they don't, they have a little oh god, I just started real hard. But they have a amount of time to remove the dart, or
Yeah.
else you just continuously get this little ping update, seeing them through
Okay.
walls. And then
Yeah.
his ults, which you throw your hat above a dead enemy, I think within a certain amount of time after their death,
Mm-hmm.
and then reveals the location of the remaining enemies. It's also on your map, but it
Yeah.
doesn't last very long. So it shows everybody for maybe a second, half second, and then that's it.
And the enemy knows that they're being like that their
Yeah, and
location's
they also know. So
moved.
chances are they're probably moving,
Yeah.
changing position. It's good because not only do you know generally where they are, but you're also freaking them out. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
And
that's that
then
for.
yeah, and then we got the final Agent just Reyna, which who is pretty much the Yasuo of Valorant, I would
Mm-hmm.
say.
Mm.
Because if you get a lot of kills, you will dominate everyone in the game. If you suck at getting kills, you will be the worst player out of the entire match. So like, because pretty much in order for most of her abilities to work, you gotta get a kill, which and then you gotta kill them yourself. Like your teammate can't kill them for you to devour their soul, pretty much. And once you devour their souls, you can use the rest of the abilities, which are well, there's one ability that you can use that you don't need the souls for, which is her blinding ability,
Mm-hmm. Which is
which is
really good.
weird. What?
Which is really good.
Yeah,
You
but
cast
like
it in front of them, and they just can't see anything as long as it's in their vision.
yeah, you
But you
gotta
can't
shoot
shoot it,
it.
so it's not too bad.
Yeah, but like I mean, if she sees you and you're trying to shoot the thing, like it's almost like an instant kill for her.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would say the most powerful part about her kit is her alt Empress, because what you can do, right? It's like once you get a soul orb from someone, and then
Mm-hmm.
like you pop all, you get a soul orb, you can go invisible and move around. So like you can just like kill someone, go invisible, find the next person, and, like go behind them and kill them. Like it's not that
Yeah.
long of invisibility.
So if you're in your Empress state with the alt, you also have another ability called Dismiss, and if you dismiss while using the Empress alt, you can go invisible.
Yeah, and this mess by itself just makes you like unkillable for a short time,
Very short.
but it's like
Yeah.
very short. Yeah, but Empress just like it also increases your fire speed, equip, and reload speed dramatically.
Yeah.
So it's very powerful if it's in the right hands.
And
You can get
scoring
a
a
lot of
kill
kills.
also renews its duration, which is pretty awesome.
Mhm.
But yeah, that is
Yeah,
the agents of Valorant. I guess we'll move on to the maps now, which is very simple. There's four maps. You got Bind, Haven, Split, and Ascent. Um, all the maps are okay. I don't really have any issues with them.
I would,
I wish there was more maps,
yeah,
and that Ascent wasn't basically the only map you ever played.
yeah. That's a big problem. I feel like in Valorant right now, it's like most of the map, like every time we queue up for a match, 75% of the time it's Ascent right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of just makes me mad. Cause I want to play like all the maps pretty equally, you know?
Mm-hmm. In all the games that we've played, quite a few games, and in all those, I think I've played Haven one time. I've played Ascent probably the good majority. After that, probably bind, which they're not bad.
Yeah.
But I'd like to play other maps. I wish they had more than 4 maps at launch. It
Mm-hmm.
seems kind of very small amount of maps for a game
Yeah.
that's
Pretty like bare
predominantly,
bones.
yeah, like it's predominantly, like it definitely matters what the maps are, and if you only have 4 maps, it's kind of rough because it's not like the gameplay itself lends it to be like really diverse from game to game. So the
Mm-hmm.
map is really what changes how you play the game.
Yeah,
And if you don't
exactly.
have that, then it's kind of like, okay, it's getting kind of stale. I've already played all 4 maps. I'd like to play like even a little bit more. It means you play each map a little bit less, and it keeps it so a little bit more fresh. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess they really just want people to master these maps, which, there's no ranked game mode, so I don't know why that's the.
I
I
think the
don't know if that's the
ranked game
intention.
mode's gonna come fairly soon.
Hopefully, that's good.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we'll get into that in a bit, but let's see. We'll
Mm-hmm.
move on to the guns. There's
Oh yes, the
not
guns,
that much to talk about the
the
maps.
arsenal.
The guns are pretty simple. There's not that many of them. You have a
Yeah,
pretty
not that many at
fairly
all.
simple pistols. One that's not silenced, one that is silenced. A big
We got like a double
revolver.
barrel shotgun.
Yeah,
It's like a
double barrel.
shorty.
An auto pistol. They all they're all pretty good. I don't. It seems like they're all sort of balanced to how you want to start that first
Mm-hmm.
round. I personally prefer to just grab a light armor and frenzy, and then I just use it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Um, but then you have your SMGs, the Stinger and Spectre.
I feel like Spectre is just like way better than Stinger,
Yeah,
in my
especially if
opinion.
you aim down. Stinger is I think burst when you aim down, so that can be a
Yeah.
little annoying. But Spectre's
Mm-hmm.
overall really good. I honestly use that until I have to buy something else.
Yeah.
It's not something where I'm uh, eager to switch out. It's a
Mm-hmm.
really good gun.
And
Bucky,
then
I haven't used the Bucky, the
yeah,
shotgun.
pretty
So
much just the Judge is just like a much better version. Like if you're gonna get a
yeah,
shotgun, you want to get the Judge.
yeah.
It's just like the Judge is just so much better compared to the Bucky.
Mhm.
I feel like because people are complaining about how like powerful the Judge is. Because with both the shotguns, they're right there. You can still like insta kill them, but like Judge, you can just keep on firing. The Bucky, you gotta cock the gun every time.
Mhm.
You know.
Moving on to the rifles, you got the Bulldog, Guardian, Phantom, Vandal. Bulldog is not bad.
I
It's the
think it's
cheapest,
pretty
but it's
decent.
not by no means as bad. Uh,
Yeah, but then the Guardian though, Guardian's
it's
nice.
really good. I think it's a one tap to the head.
Yeah,
So it's pretty much a sniper rifle without the scope.
I
Um,
think the Guardian's easily like one of the best guns in the game.
yeah,
I would
that
say so
and that
myself.
Phantom Vandal, either three of those are really good
Yeah,
rifles. But I think the Guardian's cheaper than the other two, so you'll
yeah, the
probably end up
Guardian
using
is
that
cheaper.
quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Moving on to the sniper rifles, you got the Marshall and Operator. Marshall, I like early rounds. It's pretty good. Operator
Mm-hmm.
is one shot essentially anywhere, so
Mm-hmm.
it is quite
Like
expensive. But once you get it, it's you just have to hit your shot and they're dead.
I think it might be tied with the Odin, or it might be more expensive than the Odin as the most expensive gun
Yeah,
in
it's
the game.
45-ish hundred, which is
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're rarely gonna have that
I think the
much.
Odin's 3600, I believe.
Yeah, you're rarely gonna have that much just laying around unless you're kind of dominating the map.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Ares and Odin as the only two machine guns,
Yeah.
the LMGs.
The light machine guns. Yeah, the
Um,
Odin's just
well,
it's
I
like
guess
a
the
force to be
Odin is a
reckoned with.
heavy machine gun.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you. A person like fairly close, you like kill him almost instantly. It's just the fire rate.
Hmm.
I haven't used the Ares too much, but like it's still pretty
Oh,
decent
it's not a
for
bad
the
gun at all.
Odins.
Yeah. And then you have your knife, which is a
Yeah, your
knife.
tactical knife.
Yes,
Yeah, pretty much does everything I expect it to.
it's a knife.
Yes.
Okay, so from there we'll get into visuals, which There's nothing
No.
to write home about. It's nice, cartoony visuals that will
Yeah.
probably age well, which is, I assume, the
Mm-hmm.
point. Um,
Yeah.
and you can do a lot with it. I'm assuming there's going to be tons of skins for this game, and I
Yeah.
assume they're going to be very crazy, wacky, and
That's
overall,
why.
none of this game really feels like it's going for a realistic vibe.
I mean, I really like the skins so far because they just add like a lot of visual differences. Just like a lot of like got like some like the moving skins. You'll see like stuff like move around
Mm-hmm.
and your gun or like the most expensive like bundle that you can get. I mean, you can still
Mm-hmm.
get the stuff like individually, but like after you get a kill with like the gun, like you can like add like this like modifier, like shoot like a laser beam down the enemy when you like kill them, and that
Mm-hmm.
shit looks really cool. And then like the visuals, I feel like for some of the characters or like the maps, it feels like a little bit bland. No, I feel like they could. They, I don't think they'll polish it at all because they
For the
want this.
maps, is that what you said?
Yeah, just like the maps, like
Hmm.
the character models, but like I feel like they just want it to be like that, so like low end PCs can play it.
Yeah, it's kind of
So
what
like,
they do with like League as well.
mm-hmm.
So I don't expect it to be much different here.
Yeah,
Um,
but I do have a high hope. Like I think the skins are just gonna get better and better. The
yeah,
skins already look pretty cool
I
now.
hope they have more like vibrant maps. Like I know Haven is pretty, like the colors on it are nice and they stand out and they
Mm-hmm.
pop out. But then you go to Ascent and it's just this brown crap fest of a map, and it's not really pleasing to look at. But it is. I mean, the architecture is
Well,
interesting, but it's not necessarily like
what do you
I.
mean bind? Is that's like more the brown map?
Ascent's also pretty brown, but Bind, yeah, Bind as well. It's just like a desert, so
Yeah.
that even the buildings somehow this like the like black silos which are somehow tinted
Mm,
brown. Um,
yeah.
but Splits and Haven are both pretty good. I don't have
Yeah.
issues with that in terms of colors and all that.
Yeah.
The characters I don't have any issues with. I think they all look pretty awesome. Uh,
Yeah. No, they look pretty cool. Yeah. I
um,
mean,
the guns, they're okay. I think they're very generic for the most part,
yeah. No. Yeah.
but that's what the skins are for, I suppose.
Yeah,
Um,
the cool skins are pretty expensive. Like it'll cost you like around like $20 to
yeah,
get a really cool skin.
their
Like the axe that you can get is like $30.
their release bundle, I believe, is their Prime collection is I believe $75 around
Yeah,
there, and
$75. Yeah,
that's if you buy the bundle. If you buy each thing individually, I think it comes out to over $100,
yeah,
which is that's a lot, but
yeah,
it's the first one, so hopefully there's gonna be some cheaper bundles in the future.
yeah. No, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So
So let's move on to, I guess, matchmaking. I
yeah.
really have an issue with their matchmaking. I think it's very
Mm-hmm.
hit or miss. You either dominate the game or you completely lose the game with no shot of winning.
Yeah,
Very rarely, very rarely, do I get a match where it's,
like pretty even.
I feel like maybe I am losing, but I probably did something stupid to get into that situation. I
Mm-hmm.
think most of the time it's I'm losing because these guys are just generally better than me, and my like the team compositions are not equal whatsoever. Because you can have like a you know 10, 15 year CS:GO vet walk into this game and just stomp on everyone. When
Mm-hmm.
these are like a lot of people coming into this game are MOBA fans, because Riot
Yeah,
makes League of Legends, and those people are coming over and trying out this game, and so you have some of those people on your team, and they're on the other team as well. But if you're really good at this game, it makes a huge difference, and
yeah,
it's kind of rough being someone like playing outside of your skill bracket is
yeah.
hard.
Like trying to learn the game, being like a new player.
Yeah,
It's pretty rough.
they do have a nice game mode where they give you random guns for about like 4 or 5 rounds, and you just
Mm-hmm.
it's not bad. It's a very short game mode. I think
Yeah,
maximum make you like play for about 5 to 10 minutes, which is
yeah,
a good warm up, and it's good to just get a feel of the game,
yeah.
um, rather than just get dunked on every single round in
I mean,
such a
yeah.
half
I
hour
feel like
slog.
the scary part for me is that their stance on like solo queue, because like I feel like for a game like this, like solo queue is a must, because not everyone's gonna be able to have like a full on like team. And you got people like maybe like one to two, like maybe like two people are together, and the rest are solos against like a team of like five.
Hmm.
They're probably gonna get stomped on.
I assume if
Not
it's
that,
anything like League, and they might learn from League, and
yeah,
if you have a group of three on your team, there's a group of three on the other team, and then I'm assuming the other two are paired together, or it's two solos on each team.
yeah. I mean, I
Um,
hope they make it more
Unlike
like
their
that.
like their normals where it's like everyone's by themselves on one team and a five-man group on the other team, which can get very annoying. But I think for
Yeah,
ranked, they're definitely gonna have to do something like that, or offer a game
yeah,
mode where it's just no parties. Um,
yeah.
which I think they'll do since they've done it with League as well. So I don't see why they wouldn't do
Mm-hmm.
it. Um, but moving on to comparing it to a game like CS:GO, which definitely draws inspiration from, is
Yeah,
like 90% of your gameplay is exactly like it.
yeah,
Um, the other 10% I'd probably say is from games like TF2 and Overwatch,
yeah,
which isn't bad, but they essentially just took a bunch of different popular shooters that weren't too realistic and or simulation esque shooters, and just kind of took the good bits out of each one, put into one game,
yeah. I mean,
and you have
yeah.
this, which isn't
I
bad,
do.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I do like how CS:GO will actually have some like competition.
Oh yeah.
Because Valorant's the game most like CS:GO. Like those, like there's not really other games that are in the style of like shooter genre
Yeah,
of
you don't
like
have too many
planting
like
the bomb.
round-based arena shooters.
Yeah.
I think like
Hmm.
Black Ops 4 had a game mode similar to it, but that was just
I mean,
one
you
game
have like
mode.
search and destroy and cyber attack, but it's not nearly
No,
as
they had
sweaty as like
it was a
these.
game mode where you play rounds and you have money and you buy stuff with money. So it's
Oh,
essentially
really?
CS:GO.
I did
But
not know.
it was just one game mode in like a slew of game modes. It wasn't like the game dedicated to it, but this is a
Hmm.
game dedicated to that type of playstyle. So it's
Yeah,
good that CS:GO actually has some amount of competition. Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah. Hmm.
But I think comparing it to CS:GO, this game is not bad. I don't. The gunplay is practically the same. I haven't had like many differences. You still get one tapped. You know, the
Yeah,
recoil is pretty similar. I think this game is a lot more forgiving with the recoil.
yeah.
It's not nearly
Most
as
definitely.
hard to get into. The recoil doesn't like I remember with the AK in CS:GO, it's one shot. Okay, it's where you aim. Second shot somewhere way up high.
Yeah.
With this game, it's first two shots pretty good. After that, it starts to scatter out a bit, but overall, it's pretty controllable. And if you just kind of
Hmm.
aim a little lower, your shots are just gonna
Yeah.
hit a general
I mean,
line above your reticle.
I feel like with Valorant, it can only go like up from here. I feel like it would be really hard to make the game like way worse. It's like they can
Yeah,
just like add like more maps, more guns, more
yeah.
agents,
The only
you know.
problem for Valorant is that some of these agents, they also have they now have to actually balance agents, whereas
Yeah.
CS:GO just has to do the guns and maps. This has
Hmm.
to do the guns, maps, and agents, and each agent has four abilities.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they don't have nearly as many guns in this game,
Yeah,
which
that's
is a good
true.
and bad. I think they really cut out a lot of the nonsense guns in CS:GO that nobody ever uses. I think there's
Yeah.
only like a couple that I would look in this game and say these are nonsense guns, like the shorty double barrel. I don't think anyone ever uses that.
Yeah.
Bucky is simply just outclassed by the judge, but that's not its fault necessarily.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the Ares is just underused. I think because I think for the same price you get a rifle, and I think people would just prefer rifles.
Yeah.
But
True.
that's what three guns out of all their guns that might even be somewhat not useful.
Yeah.
But in CS:GO, you have like a whole slew of guns that nobody ever uses. There's no reason to use them because you have
Uh-huh.
like four or five that are the meta, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
and
true.
yeah. But
All right.
just going back to the skins for the game. I think charging
Mhm.
$75 for your first bundle is obscene.
There's still
Um,
like other bundles that aren't as expensive. That's like the best bundle,
yeah,
you
they
know what I
call it
mean?
the Prime, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think releasing with a $75 is maybe okay because it is your first one. You just want to have a pop, I guess, but that is so expensive. Even for a free to play game, that is so
I
expensive.
mean, they're trying to make like the skins kind of like as expensive, maybe like a little bit less expensive as like the CS:GO skins. Like
Mm-hmm.
CS:GO skins are like still like pretty expensive. Like there's
Yeah,
obviously some like outrageously expensive ones, but like you can see
yeah.
that Valorant trying to like make the guns like still like the skins like still pretty expensive. Like these skins like way more expensive than like say like a League of Legends skin, where you can like
I mean,
see
they're
this
they're pretty they're they're pretty close, but I think charging $12-ish for the Vandal skin is too much. Um,
Hmm.
that's just quite a bit. But in like a game like CS:GO, is players essentially create the market for the game. The thing I hate about it is that you have to get out of crates, which are 250 a pop,
Yeah.
and that's like the random luck on top of everything. Just yeah, that's why I think the skins cost so much in CS:GO is because they're just
Yeah,
randomly given out.
that's true.
But at least with this game is you see something, you buy it, that's it. You can do that CS:GO, but if it's a nice skin, good luck. There's
Uh-huh.
genuinely like a tier of skins that 99.99% of people will never see, will never touch, will never be in their games, will never exist. Whereas in League, it's like the ultimate skins, like like Pulsefire Ezreal and all that. You see them somewhat regularly because they just have a set price. You buy it, and that's it. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit better if you just want the nice skin rather than
Mm-hmm.
like let me bust out $3,000 real quick for this spinny knife. Like
Yeah, for a chance to like get
yeah,
like,
which adds nothing to your game outside of just a nice looking knife. That you're
yeah.
like 90% of the time not going to use until you have to
Mm,
run to somewhere and then you whip it out for 5 seconds and then you whip out your actual gun, which is like some really shitty skin that you bought for like $2. Like
yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah. Very
that's
true.
that's that for the monetization. I don't have too many issues. It's a free to play game.
Mm-hmm.
They're not pay to play. Or they're not pay to win, I should say.
Yeah.
So I don't have any issues there. But
I mean,
running it, yeah,
hmm?
go for it.
I don't just say I have like high expectations for the future of this
Mm-hmm.
game. Like with they're gonna add like they're already like drafting up pro teams and stuff like that.
Yeah, this game was definitely made for a pro scene.
Yeah, and that'll be pretty interesting. Um,
Riot does know how to do a good pro scene.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the one thing is, they did kind of like fuck up the challenger version of this game in beta. They just call the challenger version like Valorant. That was kind of weird. Just like you get Valorant and Valorant, you know what I mean?
Oh,
But
like
there's
oh, the tier
yeah,
is called Valorant.
yeah, the final
Uh,
like,
hey
but
guys,
they did,
I'm Valorant in Valorant.
yeah.
Wow.
They have
Yeah,
said that they're gonna change that though. So when competitive does come out, we'll see
that's
a
good.
change in the name.
Yeah, that does
But yeah.
kind of sound stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. But
um,
yeah.
but yeah. What are your overall impressions from playing it?
We'll see y'all in the next vid.
All right.